Hey, it's time for week 3 of the TCL. I actually recorded like half of a video of my team breakdown, looking at the wrong team. I wasn't even looking at this team, and I was so confused as to why I built whatever team I built. But anyway, um, what did I say? I have to watch this video as a replay because I didn't have time to record this or the next video live. You know, all the next ones will be live, hopefully, but yeah, oh well, I'm just gonna have to do these as a replay for now. But for now, we're just gonna do a team breakdown. This is versus the Ohio State Bucks versus Resistance Luke. So here's this team. I actually thought this was the team I was fighting in this week, and I was so confused because my team didn't match what this was at all. And I was really like concerned as to my what I was doing. But anyway, starting with Reggie Drago, I decided to bring Reggie Drago because he didn't really have any fairies. He has Comfey, but other than that, Reggie Draco would be able to pressure his team pretty well. It's just specs, modest. I probably should have ran timid, but I was being greedy, so modest it was. His team wasn't super fast, so I was hoping that, you know, if I could send it in on and stuff like Slowking or, you know, just slow things, I could send it out against something like Gyarados even, or Flygon, and hope that he would think I'm Scarf and swap out and still take a Dragon Energy to someone else. So that was kind of the plan. Ferrothorn's on the team. I wanted a Spike Setter because he didn't really have any defoggers, or any way to get rid of hazards really. I think. Wait, does Flygon get defog? I don't think so. I didn't think he really had any removal. So yeah, why not get some extra hazards out there? Knock off Thunder Wave, Leech Seed, Spike, hopefully paralyze things and just to stall with Leech Seed and leftovers, and knock off to help get rid of their leftovers and stuff like that. Next was Slowking, because I needed a fighting resist, and Slowking really helps me out with stuff like Mienshao. Also, I was kind of pressured into bringing Slowking because I saw that he had Galar Slowking, and I was like, okay, the rivalry has to continue. Other than that, I don't think it was necessarily a great idea to bring Slowking. It did help a lot with Gyarados, and it would help a lot with Gyarados and Mienshao, and yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, I mean, Salazzle too. And I ran leftovers just for the extra recovery. He didn't really have too many hazards on his team, not that I can see. I mean, he has webs. This sets up rocks, so I guess that's a lie, but I didn't think he'd bring too many, so I didn't really want to run boots on this. I thought leftovers would be better for the extra recovery. This is Excadrill. It's Sand Rush Life Orb just for as much damage as possible. Rock Slide, Swords Dance, Earthquake, Iron Head. I decided I needed Rock Slide because otherwise I wouldn't be able to kill Gyarados. And yeah, if you could just send in Gyarados to stop me, that could be a huge problem, especially if it's Intimidate. This way, Rock Slide would let me kill it even after Intimidate if I Swords Danced. So that was kind of the plan. Rock Slide also helped a lot with Vikavolt because it also resisted both Iron Head and Earthquake. So I felt like I needed Rock Slide to break through those two if I wanted to sweep with Excadrill, which was hopefully the plan. Tyranitar's on the team, Ice Punch, Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Rock, Crunch. I didn't run a Rock type move because I wanted Ice Punch just to try to sneak a kill on Flygon. That was basically it. Obviously a Rock type move would have helped me a lot with Gyarados, but I wasn't trying to plan on Tyranitar taking out Gyarados anyway. I was going to leave that to Excadrill. So I wanted to get a sneak kill on Flygon while I could. And yeah, that's why I ran Ice Punch. That was the hope anyway. Because his team's not really super weak to Rock anyway. I mean, I guess Rock Blast, yeah, that's not true. I felt like Crunch was more important is what I'm trying to say. So, because for Spectrier, Azelf, and Slowking, which Tyranitar would switch into. So, yeah. Because I wouldn't really want to switch Tyranitar into a Bug Buzz, or into a Waterfall, or into... Well, I would switch it into Salazzle, but it wouldn't matter that much. I could just kill it with Crunch. So yeah, that was kind of my thought process over taking Ice Punch over a Rock type move. Stealth Rock and Thunder Wave just to get rocks up because he didn't really have any removal, and Thunder Wave to help paralyze things and weaken it just for the rest of the team can do their thing. Last on the team was Slurpuff. This time I ran Belly Drum set. Not really much to explain here. Adamant. I wanted to run this Belly Drum set because he didn't have anything on the team that could take all three of its moves. Play Rough, Play Rough, Facade, and Brain Punch. It starts Play Rough, Brain Punch, Play Rough, Play Rough, Play Rough, Facade. Yeah, everything on his team. He didn't have any direct resists for Slurpuff if I could get it going, so that was my, that's why I brought it. His team looked pretty weak to it. That's pretty much it. Let's just go straight into the battle. I don't really need to make a cut because it's a replay. So, yeah. He leads with the Mienshao. I actually lead with Ferrothorn. I was hoping he wouldn't lead Mienshao, because Mienshao is the only lead that would stop Ferrothorn. That's why I sent out Ferrothorn first. Unfortunately, Ferrothorn lead is kind of obvious, so he probably knew and just decided to lead with Mienshao, which was definitely a safe lead, because if I led with Excadrill or Ferrothorn, you know, it's obviously good, or even Tyranitar, because those are three pretty standard, like, rock setters. So it's 100% chance he's basically going to send out Mienshao. So I made a pretty bad play turn 1. I guess I could have ran Sticky Web Slurpuff, and that wouldn't have been great for Mienshao, but, you know, that's a risk that I think was worth it, especially since Mienshao has U-turn. Well, I assume it has U-turn, because it's Mienshao. Yeah, he immediately U-turns expecting me to switch. Fortunately, I actually stayed in, because no one would expect me to stay in, so I was like, okay, he's not going to high jump kick, right? So I just decided to Thunder Wave whatever came in with that U-turn, and then this gives me a good chance to swap out, because I know that Slowking often runs Flamethrower. So I go into Tyranitar, because it's obviously resists both Poison and Psychic, and I won't die to Flamethrower, so Slowking can't really touch Tyranitar at all. And I want to just, as quickly as possible, try to get Tyranitar's Rocks up, and whittle him down with hazards as much as I can. The point of this game was kind of to whittle him down with both Sandstorm and hazards, and just recover with both Slowking and Ferrothorn, and just kind of stall him out until he switches himself to death, and then try to get a late game sweep with either Excadrill or Slurpuff. That was kind of my game plan. He goes into Tangrowth here, just, you know, because Slowking could be in danger from a crunch, so I wanted to go into something a bit safer. I swap into Ferrothorn, expecting him to Sleep Powder, which he does. And, yeah, this is when I begin throwing down spikes, I believe. Unless I swap out. No, I knock off, okay. I knock off to try to get, Tangrowth's supposed Assault Vest, but I end up getting Slowking's Assault Vest, which I didn't expect. It's a pretty tanky Slowking. But, that was definitely worth it. Getting rid of that thing's Assault Vest is very nice for me, and I get a lot of damage off. Unfortunately, the next knockoff doesn't kill, so I swap out into Tyranitar, who I know is basically immune to this thing's attacks. I don't really know what its fourth move is, but it has to be an attack, obviously. He swapped into into Tangrowth again to... He's using this as his Tyranitar stopper. I unfortunately missed Thunder Wave, which is never fun. Tangrowth not being paralyzed isn't the greatest for me. He swaps right into Mienshao on my supposed Ferrothorn switch, but I just clicked Thunder Wave again because I wasn't super worried about the Tangrowth killing Tyranitar from there, and I thought he might switch anyway because I switched last time into Ferrothorn, so I thought it would be an obvious enough switch for me to just go for another Thunder Wave. Either way, if he did hit me, he'd still be paralyzed. I would have taken a lot of damage, but in the end, I felt like it was worth it. So now I go into Ferrothorn, into his Mienshao, because I thought he might switch. Unfortunately, he does not, and goes straight for the close combat. This is the point in the game where I did too many predictions at once, and then I just fucked myself over. That's just kind of how it goes. I swapped my Ferrothorn into a close combat it didn't really need to take. Unfortunate, but it happened. Mienshao does lose a lot of health from the Life Orb and stuff. I just kind of let Ferrothorn go down here because it's too low to really do anything. The only thing I could have maybe done with Ferrothorn is set up Leech Seed or something on Slowking, or tried to knock it off again, but I decided to just sack it because I didn't really want anyone else to take a U-turn, because if I swap and he U-turns, then it's kind of just a free switch for him anyway. I might as well just let him take the Iron Barb's damage, which was, that's what I was thinking. He goes back into Tangrowth. Unfortunately, I don't have anything that can take a Sleep Powder now. I'm not sure why oh yeah, that's right. So I went into Regidrago to try to bait him into switching into Comfey. Unfortunately, he just goes straight for Sleep Powder. He called my bluff. I definitely should have just stayed in and clicked Dragon Energy. But again, too many predictions at once. He goes for Earthquake. Hector doesn't die immediately, but it doesn't take too little damage for it to be sad. I just stayed in because I didn't want to, I just wanted to try to wake up. I probably should have swapped since nothing else could fall asleep now, thanks to Sleep Clause. But, I wake up second turn and go for an Iron Head. I hope for the flinch. Doesn't come. I take a whole bunch of Rocky Helmet damage and Excadrill goes down. In comes Tyranitar. I'm faster than it, I believe, so I go for an Ice Punch, which I hope would do a little bit more damage, and I actually get the really lucky freeze, which was a 10% chance. Very nice. It stopped Tyranitar from falling asleep. That was really helpful. And now I switch into Slurpuff, trying to get my Belly Drum up while Tangrowth is frozen. Mienshao comes out to stop it. Well, not to stop it, just on the same switch. So I try to get my Belly Drum up here. Because this would be a good time for Slurpuff to sweep. Unfortunately, Mienshao has Poison Jab just for this moment, and he crits me. I'm not sure if the crit mattered. It probably didn't. Slurpuff's not super bulky to begin with, but it was an unfortunate crit, and it definitely sealed the deal on Slurpuff just dying on the spot. So there goes that. And now I've lost 2 of my win conditions, so it's not really the greatest situation. And Regidrago can't really pop off since Comfey is just sitting there. So at this point, the game's basically over. I sent in Slowking. I attempt to Future Sight. My only real chance here is to try to stall with Slowking and Tyranitar, but unfortunately, Tyranitar can't heal as much as Slowking, so eventually it'll be whittled down. In comes his Slowking to counter mine. I teleport out immediately and go into Regidrago. I went for Hyper Beam again. Too many predictions, just trying to catch Comfey, but I was basically tilted at this point. Hyper Beam wouldn't have killed Comfey anyway, so it was kind of a waste of a turn. I was just trying to get a little bit of damage off instead of doing nothing with Dragon Energy, but I shouldn't have gone for any predictions. It would have been much better to just click the move I'm known for. But yeah, it's definitely over at this point. Slowking goes down to the Future Sight. Regidrago can't move, so it just dies to Obstagoon here. Obstagoon gets burned. And yeah, now it's basically over. They can't do anything to Obstagoon, so let's see. I thought for Tyranitar just to get a little bit of Regenerator, but just in case Obstagoon doesn't have a fighting type move, because sometimes they only have Knockoff and Facade, and then they'll run like Obstruct and Bulk Up or something, right? So if he didn't have a fighting move, then I would be fine, but he had Close Combat, so that's what I was hoping to do with Tyranitar there. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out like that, and it's over here. Yeah, that was a good, not a great, but it was okay. Week 3 battle versus Sleep. GG him, and you can check out his channel in the description and all that. And we'll be back for Week 4. Week 4 is also going to be a replay like this. After Week 4, none of them are going to be replays anymore, I hope, as much as I can prevent. So I'll do my best to stop that from happening, and thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.